Alright guys, let's talk about Ready or Not, which is the horror movie that came out last week. And I was actually really pumped for this because this movie looks so awesome already from just the trailers alone. And I love the fact in the trailer that it was very humorous in a way where I liked and enjoyed. And going into this movie, the basic plot is that this character, Grace, is getting married into another family, or getting married into a family. And with their annual tradition, they have to play a game, and the game becomes deadly, and that's all I'll say. And the trailer kind of ruined things about it, which was annoying. Not like in a way where it ruined like anything big, but it did ruin some moments of the movie where I'd be like, oh, if I didn't see that in the trailer, that would have been way more funnier or way more like disturbing to see. So that's all I'll say for the plot, in which just this character is getting married into a family and they play a deadly game. And honestly, in terms of this type of movie, for horror coming to theaters right now, I thought that this one really was inventive and creative, and the use of the comedy in this movie I think works very well, because I love the fact that this is a horror comedy. You could say it's a full horror movie with comedic moments as well. I don't know where, because I've only seen it once, and I feel like maybe if I watch it again, I might see more or less of a distinction between the horror and the comedy elements. But how it works in this movie, I really thought the humor worked very well, because these characters, without ruining anything, the characters that are playing the deadly game are not very smart. And I think that made the humor very fresh, because these characters are doing horrible things, but they're not very good at it. And I think that made it really genuinely funny and fresh because of that uniqueness. And I really thought that made the humor work and land very well in this movie. And also, this is a very violent movie, and it works really well. And I really thought the violence was well done. It was disgusting and gross, but it was well done, and it really worked. And again, these characters are so humorous because they're kind of inept on what they're doing. Like, they really do. It really does feel like it's done very well with the humor, because again, these characters don't really know what they're doing, so it makes it more funny in this situation. And the main character, Grace, played by Samara Weaving, who has been in a couple things recently. She's a big up-and-comer. She was in... The only other thing I've seen her in was The Babysitter, which is a McGee-directed Netflix movie, which was really, really awesome, and I really recommend. And she was great in that movie. And she's great here as well. She's a different character than she was in that movie. In this one, this character, Grace, is fit for survival. She's got to survive in this movie. She's trying to survive. And this character, I love the fact that this is a normal character who is a badass character. And by that, I mean she goes through so much shit in this movie. It is horrible. Like, whenever you see this movie and see how much shit this character is going through, being tortured and having all of these horrific things happen, I love the fact that it builds up this character to, by the end of the movie, she's an absolute badass character, because she goes through so much pain and torture that by the end of the movie, it's just, she's fantastic. And her performance is really, really good, Samara Weaving. Like, again, like, she was great in The Babysitter, but in this one, she really, really is funny. You really do care for her. You really do cringe whenever she goes through all this torture. She is a great character, and she is awesome, and she's got such great comedic timing and just great acting chops. She is very great at everything in this movie, and I really thought she was a great new character for this type of movie. I thought that she worked very, very well, and I feel like, and I hope that people will remember this character, because she is so memorable to me. Like, she, again, with the performance, with the humor, with everything the character goes through, this character is awesome and really is something that I feel like people will remember. And I really, really enjoyed that about this movie as well. And I just loved how this movie was so fascinating, the whole movie. Like, it completely, immediately sits you in this world, and the action started and really didn't stop. And I thought that worked very well, even though I'm a fan of slow burn movies. But this one is not what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this character in dire danger the whole movie, so it makes sense being a fully fast-paced like that, and I really enjoyed that. And the ending of the movie I thought was badass and hilarious, and it worked so well. And the final line of this movie was such a great way to end the movie. I love the final line. Without spoiling it, I loved that line. It was so funny. And overall, just this was an awesome time, and it really is so, for me, unique in the time right now with horror. Even though I love current age horror that we've seen in theaters recently, this one I think really does work with its humor so much, and it's got a great character that's a great main character, and it's got such horrific things but such great comedic things as well. This is a really great blend of horror and comedy, and just again, everything about this is great. These characters are all great. They're all funny. They're all enjoyable. They're all memorable. And I really thought that this was just such a memorable, unique horror movie that if you're a horror fan, go out and see this, because this movie isn't doing very well. It's not one that I feel like was marketed much. I saw it a couple times, this trailer a couple times in the theater, but not much. So it wasn't really marketed much. So that's a shame, because this one I think, hopefully it'll just gain cult status after it's out of theaters, but I feel like it's not going to make much money, unfortunately. But I really dug the hell out of this movie. It was so unique and so fun and so funny, and it worked so well on so many levels. So yeah, that's my review on Ready or Not. Go out and see this movie. Go out and see it. It's so good. It's so, everything I said, it's so awesome. I really want people to go and see this movie and have it make money. I hope it's still in the theater. It's been like a week. I don't know if it will last, unfortunately, but as of now, like, I love this movie, and I'm glad that I got to see it. I hope you guys go see it in the theater. If you have seen Ready or Not, tell me down below what you think of Ready or Not, or are you going to go see it in the theater? And subscribe for more videos. I always have more videos coming up, and thank you guys so much for watching.